What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic, bringing you our Week 9 battle for the NCP. We are locked into playoffs, like 95%. It's almost guaranteed. There is literally, I think the only chance that we can not make playoffs is if 3 teams all go undefeated the rest of the way and we get 6-0 both times. It's very unlikely, but we should be making playoffs here. I also do want to announce that we have some changes coming to the quality of the videos. Hopefully, I've been working with Liv for the past hour basically, and she's really helped me to try to upgrade the quality of the videos because I don't know what it is, but the quality just seems a little bit blurry on the past weeks. I haven't liked it, so we're trying to upgrade things, make things a bit better for you guys. So I hope you guys do enjoy it, maybe make things a little bit more vibrant. But guys, enough of that. We are playing against the Atlanta Victinis JV, and I don't like my matchup. I really don't. This is actually a really hard game. With one more loss, he's out of the playoffs. So I kind of want to win this game because I don't want to have a chance to rematch him. I did go pretty hard with this, but I do have some sets that I guess aren't the best. Most notably my Zapdos. You're going to see it's not the best set in the world, but it could do a lot of work. It really could. Granted, we have to hit some Hurricanes, but hey, that's Zapdos for you. 70% chance. Let's see if we can do it. But that's enough talking. Let's go ahead and take a look at his team. The matchup is Clefable Celesteela, gross. On top of that, he's got Darmanitan and a Sandforce Landorus Incarnate. He also has a Como that can Omni Boost. This thing can do that. 33% of its HP, and it gets every single one of its stats +1. Super scary. Gets access to Soundproof, so it's immune to Roar. Obviously, you can Dragon Tail it out still, you can Whirlwind it out, but my team really has Roar and not, well, Dragon Tail. And if it does have Dragon Tail, we can't Dragon Tail out the Clefable. And basically, we want to have Whirlwind, and we don't have Whirlwind. That is the problem. Regardless, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the match. Before we do, obviously make sure to like the video, guys. You guys absolutely crushed it last week with that Libero Cinderace. I super duper appreciate it, so thanks for that. Make sure to subscribe to the channel too. That's how you say the word. And comment your thoughts on the battles down below. And stick around for the secret word of today's video. And actually, you know what? Here it is. The secret word of today's video is going to be dumpling. That is what I have for dinner tonight. Dumplings is the secret word of the day. Make sure to comment it down below. Let me know you're a real MVP. Let's jump into it. Starting with the Zapdos. Tweety is here, Throat Spray with T-Bolt, Hurricane, Metal Sound, and Agility. When I said Throat Spray, some of you guys are like, Matt, how the hell are you going to activate Throat Spray with Metal Sound? It is a sound-based move, meaning our opponents will lose 2 stages in their special defense, and our special attack will increase by 1 stage. So if you go into something like a Gastrodon, well, you're to try and take the electric attack. Let's say Celesteela against Gastrodon, Celesteela against Zapdos rather, and he thinks, oh, Matt's just going to go for a Thunderbolt, a U-turn, whatever, we're going to go into our Gastrodon to take the hit. Well, Metal Sound pops off, you're now -2, and I have a +1 boost in special attack. You are not taking a Hurricane. I do not care. You are not taking it. I'm a modest Zapdos. That's amazing. It also helps us out because if in the event he is an unaware Clefable, he'll be ignoring my +1 boost in special attack, but it does not ignore the -2 in his special defense. I made sure to calc that it checks out, so hopefully it actually is that way in the game. Really would be amazing. We have agility on this because we want to be able to outspeed everything that's Scarfed. We need to outspeed everything that's Scarfed, and I would love to run Recover on this, or Roost rather, but he has a Darmanitan, he has a Landorus, which I definitely expect at least one to be Scarfed, maybe even both of them to be Scarfed if they come, so I need to make sure I can outspeed them, and that is why we have the agility, because we're not taking a Flibberts from Darmanitan anymore. We're just not. It's too strong, so we have to have a way to deal with it without it hitting us, and this is the best way to do it, by outspeeding it. T-Bolt is there over Discharge because it actually does more damage to the Celesteela, to the Clefable, and we need to have a way to do as much damage as possible to the Celesteela, potentially even OHKOing it if it's not a specially defensive set. It's a very strong set, the Zapdos. It was the set that I looked at this match and I was like, you know what, this is a really cool set. Yes, Toxtricity resists both of its stab options, but I feel pretty good against Toxtricity because we have a Tyranitar and Excadrill, and I know it gets Drain Punch, that like whole type of move, that type of coverage or whatever it is, which is something, but in Sand, it cannot outspeed my Excadrill unless it's at +4, so it needs 2 Shift Gears up. That's one thing. He does have a good hedge against the Sand though. Landorus gets Sand Force. Celesteela hard walls Excadrill. So there's some options that he has, but if he does bring the Toxtricity, I think it's going to be a setup set with Shift Gear and his Drain Punch and dual stabs, and that could definitely be very scary, but we have Sylveon, which might be able to take a couple hits if it's not running the poison moves. Dragalge can eat anything because it's super specially defensive. Cofagrigus, same deal, because the best thing it can do to hit me is Overdrive, and again, it's going to have some 4 move slot syndrome, so I don't really expect it to be coming. Hopefully it doesn't, because the set really goes in if it does. The investment on this set is there for Toxicity at neutral and a +2 speed for anything, including Scarfers, and stab hits everything but Toxicity, like I said. And this also allows us to take the bulk on this, allows me to take Life Orb, Landorus's Sand Force, Rock Slide, or take Modest, Life Orb, Toxicity's Boom Burst, or Jolly Scarf Darmanitan's Flare Blitz. So we do take that hit. We can set up on it if we need to with an agility, but again, I don't really anticipate us having the need to, because again, if I'm at max HP, and I know I'm talking a lot about Zapdos, but if I'm at max HP and I against a Celesteela and I go for a Metal Sound expecting to switch, then he goes into the Gastrodon, chances are I want to go for Hurricane to OHKO that thing instead of having to get Toxic. And if that's the case, then it ends up being me against Darmanitan. Well, Darmanitan goes for Rock Slide, Darmanitan goes for Flare Blitz. We'll take the hits, agility up, and then we'll be able to sweep things. That's kind of how it is. Unless, obviously, if I don't think he brought a Scarfer, then Zapdos doesn't need to get the agility, and I'm good to go. Let's move on to our number 2 Mon. The next Mon is going to be Kelpo the Dragalge with the Shucca Berry this week. Last time I brought Kelpo, things didn't go so well. I believe we got the loss last time, and the reason we did was because I didn't invest enough into its offenses. I should have invested more, and that's on me, but hey, you learn something new. Last time around, we brought it, we could have gone max special attack with our choice specs. We didn't, and we kind of paid for it against Kelly, but this time around, we're going very near max special attack with the Modest nature, and we have a ton in our defenses, mostly because we want to be able to take some hits. We're not outspeeding anything. We're outspeeding like Gastrodon, and like that's it, nothing else. So we might as well do our best to do as much damage as possible and take as many hits as possible. Shucca is there for the Darmanitan's Earthquake, for the Landorus's Earthquake or Earth Power, and same thing for Como's. Obviously Como has Dragon moves, but we should be able to take a Dragon Claw. So the investment on this allows me to take Adamant, Life Orb, Landorus's Earthquake after rocks, or Adamant, Como's Dragon Claw. Stabs are absolutely amazing against everything except for Celesteela, and that is why we have Thunderbolt for it. You guys see, Celesteela is a massive problem for my team. It really handles a lot of it. Thank God we have Zapdos for it, because if we didn't, we would be in a world of hurt. This Pokemon is fantastic. Flip Turn is there because it's just, I needed a 4th move, and if I absolutely need to switch out, let's say it's Landorus like has a Sash or something, where it's going to drop the Flip Turn, and he I don't know, can't KO me with Earthquake or something like that, or he's locked into knockoff or whatever, I can go for a Flip Turn and get momentum and then be in a better position. But most of the time, like I said, I'll be going for one of my stab options against his team. Obviously, I have to be aware I'm running Sludge Bomb over Sludge Wave. The reason for that is because I want that chance to poison. If I can poison the Clefable and find out if it's Magikarp or Unaware, that's huge. If I can poison the Gastrodon, that's big. That's just an extra 12% of health down each turn. Yes, there's a chance I don't hit Bulletproof, but I also find out right away, is he Bulletproof Como or is he Soundproof? And if he's Bulletproof and not Soundproof, that comes into play later on, and I'll explain when it does. Next up, though, is going to be Jasper the Alakazam, who has come now 3 weeks in a row, and honestly, or this is 4 weeks in a row now, it's honestly been fantastic for us this season, and I absolutely love it. And you guys see the spicy little tech. We're running Zap Cannon on our Alakazam. Yes, the 50% accurate move, Zap Cannon, is here, and it's important. It really is. With the Life Orb, we do tons of damage to everything. The only Pokemon we don't do good damage to with Psychic is Celesteela and Skuntank. Literally everything else does not appreciate a Psychic from our Alakazam. I just cannot wait to see his face when he's like, what is my switch into Psychic? I don't have one because Skuntank isn't very good in this matchup because I have an Urshifu, I have a Zapdos, and I have an Excadrill. So what is going to be my answer to a Psychic type? Well, it's going to be my Celesteela. Oh, but max special attack, max special defense Celesteela still takes like 70% from Zap Cannon. It's nuts. It's actually insane. And we have Shockwave to just finish it off. It's beautiful. It's absolutely amazing. The speed on this thing is there for Frost Slash. We take Celesteela's no attack Heavy Slam. If it has any attack investment, it's got a chance. It's got to have like, I don't know, 100 EVs-ish in that physical attack to guarantee OHKO with Heavy Slam from full. So that's something. Zap Cannon into Shockwave can OHKO a max HP, max special defense Celesteela unless I get 2 very low rolls on both moves. That's really it. Guys, I think this set is fantastic. The issue with this set, though, is that he has 3 likely Choice Scarfers that also have U-Turn, and that's very scary. They're also very strong offensive Pokemon. Darmanitan, Landorus, Serena. So with those 3 being potential Scarfers and running U-Turn, I need a way to wear them down, and that's where our next Pokemon comes in. Our next Pokemon is going to be Universal the Cofagrigus, which had an amazing matchup last week. I really wanted to make a thumbnail, but I promised Alakazam would get it, and it did. Cofagrigus, Hex, Will-O-Wisp, Haze, and Pain Split, but it is mostly here solely for the Rocky Helmet. In comes our Mantan against my Alakazam. I have Rocks up because I'm leading with a Rock Setter. He goes for U-turn on my Alakazam. I switch into Cofag. He takes 25% from rocks on entry the next time around, and he takes 17% from Helmet the next turn, which is beautiful. We absolutely need to take advantage of that because Pokemon like Darmanitan, like Landorus, they don't have any recovery. He has to rely on Wish into Teleport with Clefable, and if that's his set, I prefer him to be that set, and I prefer him to be a Calm Minding set. So we do have an option to deal with that, and that's through Rocky Helmet. We also have options for setup. We have Haze to get rid of the status boost on the Como. Obviously, he does get access to Taunt, so I have to be aware of that. But if I can make sure that he's not able to taunt me, or he doesn't have it, because again, I think he needs all the coverage moves. I think he needs access to, let's look at it. He needs, I think, a fighting move for Excadrill and Tyranitar, or a ground move for them. One of the two, and I probably bet my money that's going to be a fighting move. I think he's going to run a dragon move for Dragalge. I think he needs to have a poison move or a steel move. Probably a poison move for the Sylveon. Those are some things that I see there. So even then, if he's running the physical set, he doesn't really beat the Tangela, so he's got to play very carefully. And I think he's going to run to 4 Moose Law Syndrome. He's not going to have enough room for taunt on the Como if he's running the Clangor Soul. So if that's the case, or if he's running Clangor Soul or Dragon Dance or Swords Dance or whatever, and if he is, then good on him, but I don't think he will. Regardless, Will-O-Wisp is very free against his team. Most of his team is physical, outside of something like the Clefable, the Gastrodon, even kind of Gastrodon's a little bit mixed. The Toxtricity, and even, again, mixed. Most of his team is physical, or mixed. So Will-O-Wisp does a number to him. Yes, he has access to Serena and Clefable with Get Aromatherapy, which get Aromatherapy, and Heal Bell, or I believe they both get Aromatherapy, whatever. Basically, it's just something that we can use to make a more powerful Hex. And the one thing I did not want to have is him being bulletproof and being immune to Shadow Ball. So having Will-O-Wisp plus Hex helps me avoid that. I get to have some really powerful damage off against a physically defensive Gastrodon, a physically defensive Clefable. I do a solid chunk of damage to the Celesteela, and Pain Split is there to keep me healthy against as much as I possibly can. So I absolutely love this set. It's going to be fantastic for us. And shout out to the people who love Cofagrigus down in the comments. Shout out to people who love Cofagrigus. Next, though, is going to be our lead Reptar, the Tyranitar, with Roar. Roar is what I was talking about when I mentioned that if I find out that he's bulletproof on his Como, then I have my Tyranitar in the back to click Roar against it whenever it comes in. And if I lose my T-Tar, fine. Not the end of the world. At least I don't let him set up. That's one thing. Rocks are there because his team, while it has some good options for Defog in Serena and Landorus, they're both weak to Ice, and I have Ice Beam for it, which is beautiful. I have Thunderbolt, which is there for the Celesteela. Originally, I was going to run Flamethrower, because Flamethrower hit the Celesteela. It also, the Gastrodon wasn't immune to it. I hit the Toxtricity for neutral damage. It was just a good catch-all play. It also hits the Frostlass. We went with T-Bolt because I wanted a way to hit Darmanitan. I went for like Flare Blitz, expecting over prediction. If that's the case, T-Bolt hits it for neutral, while Flamethrower and Ice Beam are resisted. So that's what that was. The investment on this set, as I actually didn't even mention what the investment on my Cofagrigus was, but you guys will see it. You guys saw it in the notes. The investment on this set, it allows me to, if I can double check, we have speed for Clefable, creeping, 12 speed Tyranitar. I put max into my special attack, and then 220 into my HP. And I should probably mention, I guess, for Cofagrigus, or else it's going to annoy me. Cofagrigus takes modest specs, Toxtricity's Overdrive after Rocks, Haze prevents Como from Omni boosting, Clef boosting, and mainly those two, and we are never 2-0 by any offensive Celesteela attack unless it's Life Orb or Specs or Banded, and we also take a Timid Life Orb +1 clanging skills from Como. That is our Cofagrigus and our Tyranitar. Tyranitar is going to be our lead, like I said before, unnerved because I don't want to give him the Sand Force boost on his Landorus. Our final mon is going to be the Urshifu Rapid Strike. This thing is going to be amazing for us. I don't know. It might be. It might be really good. It might be really bad. We have Dual Stab, Close Combat, Surging Strikes, U-Turn, and Bulk Up. Similar set to what we had run in week 1, where I believe we had Drain Punch over Close Combat, but we had the same 3 moves. Bluffing that we have a Choice Scarf potentially, or that we're not going to set up, and then going for a Bulk Up rather, is very, very scary for my opponent. So let's say it's going to be the Landorus, the Darmanitan, whatever the case is against this thing, and I decide to click Bulk Up, anticipating either the Clefable or the Gastrodon. Obviously, it's a 50-50. Do I go for Close Combat, expecting the Gastrodon, or do I go for Surging Strikes, expecting the Clefable? Which one is it? So with Bulk Up, I can kind of avoid that. And because I anticipate the Gastrodon to be the main switch-in, I can actually go for the Bulk Up, and with my Lumberry, even if he burns me from the Scald, I'll be able to fire off another attack, which is great. If he also decides to be, let's say, I don't know, a Haze set, so if he goes for Haze, he's max defense, max HP, leftovers, and goes for Haze, we actually 2-hit KO him with +1 Close Combat into neutral Close Combat, unless we get a min roll with the +1 close combat. And again, if we get a min roll there, then it's still, we need to get one of the 2 lowest rolls for a neutral. So it's super, super unlikely, but I definitely think we can do it. That'd be amazing for us. Yeah, that's really it. This set is fantastic. We have speed for the Darmanitan, but also speed for a non-Jolly or Timid Frostlass. That is what our, what is this called? Urshifu is here for. What else do we have on this? We also take, what else is there? Yeah, +1, we always 2KO a non-unaware Clefable or any Gastrodon as well. And we're not 2KO'd by any Darmanitan attack. And we have enough bulk to take a no special attack Clefable's Moonblast from full. That is our team, guys. Long team builder. Very disorganized team builder, but I'm a little tired today, so I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Again, make sure to comment the secret word of the day. If you guys missed it, go back and check it out. I already said it, and let's go ahead and jump into it. We are playing against JV and his Atlanta Victinis. Let's do it. It's time to battle. Welcome back, everyone. Unfortunately, I have to do this post-com for the second time now. A lot of things happened. Number one, the footage cutouts after 6 minutes, so unfortunately, all those new all those new settings that I have, they're gone after 6 minutes. We're gonna be using JV's side, so shout out to him for that. I will do my best to make sure this is an authentic game as best I possibly can, but you guys can see on the left what he brings. Unfortunately for him, I believe, he did not bring a Clefable, which is really, really cool for me. My lead does not change. I'm still leading off with Reptar, the Tyranitar. It is definitely my best option in this instance. Like I said before, I think that what it provides for me is just absolutely unmatched by getting up rocks. And again, like I said, I'm very surprised that we did not see the Clefable at all. It really caught me off guard, but we're going to lead with that. If he leads off with Frostlass, I'm a little bit worried because he can just spike stack me, which I definitely don't want, but it can still put in a lot of work against this team, even with the Frostlass being a thing. So we're going to see what he leads off with, and hopefully we can have another really, really good game and pick up another win, because with a win here, we should basically be clinched to play, like, well, we're going to be able to meme, I guess, with Liv next week, and that's kind of the plan. So yeah, hopefully we can do that. Anyways, like I had said before, this game's gonna be a good game to good luck, have fun to JV. Important announcement at the end I'm gonna make, but you guys definitely want to stick around for that. Very important regarding Chip. You see he leads off with Fubuki, Frostlass, which is going to be against my T-Tar, which is the worst situation. I did not want to have to deal with that thing at all, and the reason for that is because it can basically just set up spikes against me. But I'm going for rocks here, and I don't want to be spike stacked, but I imagine he's going to switch out because he's going to fear the rock blast, he's going to fear the crunch, something along those lines. And he does switch out, which is beautiful. We love to see it. So hopefully he can go into something that we can handle. But unfortunately, it's the Como, which has Drain Punch, Close Combat, Body Press, a physical fighting move, which is going to completely nuke my Tyranitar. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what we can do. But regardless, I definitely think that the best play for us to go for is the Ice Beam. We're going to weaken this thing as much as possible. If it decides to try and set up, then that's good for us. But we see he goes for rocks, and that's also not bad at all. I actually would prefer it if he went for like Dragon Dance or Iron Defense or something, because we could then go for the Ice Beam, really weaken it, and put in a ton of work. But you guys are going to see, we should do a ton of damage to this. And we actually do about half, which shows me he's like max HP-ish, which is nice because it's like he's more defensive. So I'm actually, with leftovers, with rocks, I'm thinking he's gonna go for Body Press here. So I go for the Ice Beam again. And again, he doesn't know that I'm sashed, but he goes for Body Press here. This would KO us normally, and you're gonna see he's like, oh, nice, I got a KO on Tyranitar. Nope, our Focus Sash comes in clutch, and Tyranitar will be able to fire off another Ice Beam. It does look like it's a roll. I'm hoping that it's not, and we get the KO, because if we don't, it's a little unfortunate. We lose our Tyranitar, but we do get the KO. Beautiful. How often do you see a Tyranitar 1v1 a Como? Not often, that's for sure. It's a Tyranitar, by the way. We're talking about this in the chat after, but it's a Tyranitar that 1v1s a Como but can't beat a Frostlass, which is hilarious. Regardless, guys, I do want to remind you, if you have not already, make sure to leave a like on the video, okay? Make sure to do that, as that's definitely something. Check us out on Twitter, link in the description, on Twitch as well, and of course, on Discord. You can join the Discord server, talk to me on a daily basis. I would love to have as many people as possible in there. We got speed tours going on. But you guys see he goes back into Fubuki, the Frostlass. Definitely the right play on his part because he can get up a spike, but he doesn't know if I have Rock Blast, he doesn't know if I have Crunch still. So maybe he's just gonna go and get the KO on us. The good news is we find out right away. He is Boots. That is just good information for us to have. So we're gonna see, I'm trying to think now, do I switch out? But no. Right now, the only decision I have to make is go for Thunderbolt. There's no other decision to make. And the reason for that is because if I go for Thunderbolt and he sets up a spike, we're going to weaken it. We'll do enough to 3 KO the Frostlass. So that's really all we can do. And yes, it means he'll get up all 3 layers of his spikes, but he'll lose his Frostlass. And he'll have all the spikes up and all the rocks. It's not the end of the world. and hopefully he just KOs us here, which he does, and I'm happy about that. That was the one thing. This was the best start to the game that I could possibly have imagined, and I'm really, really happy with how it went. We get rid of his check to my Urshifu, and we can go into it now, and we also get up our rocks, which is beautiful. So I want to go into Urshifu here. I'm debating Kelpo, I'm debating Universal, but there's no reason for me to go into either one of them. The reason for that is because Universal right now is my check to his U-turners, being the Darmanitan and the Landorus, both of which I anticipate to be scarfed with U-turn, and I want to get the chip damage on them as much as possible. Kelpo, I'm checking to see if I can live a hit. I won't. I definitely will live a hit, a Poltergeist, a Triple Axle, whatever, with MattOshea. So of course, we're going to go into MattOshea. Like I said, guys, we want to do as much damage as possible. Unfortunately for us, we will not KO the Frostlass if it's like got no investment at all, unless we somehow get super, super mega lucky with rolls, which again, it's like we need 3 max rolls basically to have even a shot. So I'm going to go for Surging Strikes here. It's my best option against this thing, just to weaken it, put it in range of something like my Alakazam. I didn't think going to Alakazam was the best bet, because if it was max HP, then we actually did not KO with Psychic, and even if it was not max HP, I don't think we KO'd with Psychic anyways. So I'm going to go for Surging Strikes here. I'm thinking about it long and hard just to figure out if that's the best play, but you see, he's been clicking his moves very quickly. We're taking our sweet time with them, and he goes for a Will-O-Wisp, and he connects. So thank God, I have my Lumberry, and oh my God, just like, I wasn't expecting the Lumberry to be for this. I was expecting it to be for the Gastrodon, but it just came in clutch. So much, so beneficial, amazing for us. We get the Surging Strikes off for free against this Frostlass. But now, because it's not going to drop, and at the same time, our only attacking move now is U-turn because he curse bodied our Surging Strikes. Because of this situation, we need to make a decision. Do we switch out? And at this point in time, I'm making a tough decision right here. Do we switch out? And do we expect a Will-O-Wisp? Do we expect a Triple Axle? What do we expect? Well, I can say right now, I'm planning to switch out with my Alakazam. This is where the video ends on my part, so I'm going to switch over to the video on JB's part, but I'm thinking I'm switching out to Alakazam, and the reason for that is because I expect the Will-O-Wisp. I don't think he's going to go for Triple Axle because resisted. I think his best bet is to weaken my Urshifu for the rest of his Pokemon, and luckily, I get that play correct as he does go for the Will-O-Wisp on the Alakazam. That is beautiful. That is an amazing play because we now get to, look, this is 2 weeks in a row. This is 2 weeks in a row where we have our Alakazam getting either Toxic or Burnt, and that is so valuable because at this point, it's not taking damage from them. It's just a free turn into my Alakazam, where I can fire off a very free Shockwave. Part of me wants to click Zap Cannon because I expect the Celesteela to come in, but it's really not the best bet because if I miss and he goes for a Poltergeist, then I lose my Alakazam. I don't want that happening. So Shockwave is going to be a play here, and like I said, Shockwave into Zap Cannon will still KO the Celesteela, even if it's max HP, max special defense. Like we said, we're good to go, and even if it has Protect because of the Stealth Rocks, we will be able to get the KO on it, even if Protect and gets back some more leftovers recovery. Definitely super happy about that, but we're going to see here, he will decide to go into the Celesteela eventually, and guys, I can tell you this was a crazy turn. This is a turn I was really nervous about because it was either we're getting rid of a big problem in the Frostlass that my team does not appreciate, or we're weakening the Celesteela, and it does look like we're going to weaken the Celesteela. So we're going to fire off this Life Orb Shockwave from our Alakazam after this thing takes rocks, and we're going to see he's at 178, he's down to 92. It did about 80-ish points of health, maybe a little bit more than that, so a little bit less than that rather. So it's not going to do too much damage, but we have the Zap Cannon. And I think he's going to go for a Heavy Slam here. Remember, guys, in the Team Builder, I said we take a no-attack Celesteela's Heavy Slam from full. We take that. People in call, they were listening in, and they're like, oh, that's bullshit. Matt doesn't take that. There's no way he takes that. Yeah, Alakazam can take that hit. So I'm not afraid to go for Zap Cannon. The only thing I'm worried about is if I miss. So I click Zap Cannon. He does go for Protect, so it doesn't matter if I connect or not. But you're going to see here, we do end up connecting, and we do end up going into the Protect, which does suck. I wish we were able to connect and actually KO. This thing would have been beautiful. But over here, I'm thinking, you know what? He has a pretty free switch into the Landorus. I've revealed 2 attacking moves, being being Shockwave and Zap Cannon. So maybe he's going to expect me to go for another Zap Cannon. He goes hard into the Landorus. So I go for the Psychic, expecting that, and try and make a prediction here. Like, this is a really tough decision. But again, I'm not too concerned unless he has a lot of investment on his Celesteela. If he does, then we're in trouble and we lose our Alakazam. And if that's the case, it's going to be an uphill battle for us. But if he's not, and we manage to take the hit and fire off the Shockwave that I'm going to go for here, we're in a good position. So Shockwave right now is the play that I'm thinking about going for. It was a tough decision. Zap Cannon or Shockwave or Psychic. One of the 3 moves, I'm clicking that. I'm not clicking Nasty Plot here. And ideally, we can then get either enough damage to KO the Celesteela with the Shockwave, or we can get him to switch out and go into the Landorus and get the KO on that with the Psychic. But we're going to see I go for the Psychic, and he's going to stay in, and he's going to take 116 down to 69. That's some solid damage there. That's about 50-ish points of health, which isn't bad. He goes for the Heavy Slam, and you guys see we have enough bulk to take no attack, Celesteela, Heavy Slam. Boom. That's what we love to see. Now we have a very free Shockwave. There's no reason for me not to go for it. He can go for a switch out into his what is it called? Into his Landorus, but he is in range. Even after a Protect, he is in range. He's gonna have to get a double Protect. So we're gonna go for the Shockwave here. And again, he has a chance to kill me. If he thinks maybe I'm gonna go for a nasty plot here on the Protect, then we could definitely do a lot of work. But regardless, we're gonna go for the Shockwave here. Super free, I believe, and I think there's really no reason for him to do anything else. If he switches out into the Landorus, then I imagine he's just gonna go for a U-turn, and I can just go into my Cofagrigus to weaken him. We go for Shockwave, he stays in. Do we have enough juice to KO? We do. So Celesteela goes down without causing us much of a problem, honestly, and I'm really happy about that. Alakazam, this Pokemon, this Celesteela was meant to check the Alakazam, and it just did not. But he goes super quickly into I benched the Landorus, and at this point in time, I'm like, this thing is scarfed. I am so confident that it is scarfed, unless he was like, you know what, I'm going to play this as if I am scarfed, and I'm switching out, by the way. I'm switching out. There's no reason for me not to. I'm switching out hard into Cofagrigus, and I'm going to take the hit, do some damage off on it. He's taking 20 points of health from rocks, so he's going to take 20 points of health from that, 30-ish from Rocky Helmet, another 20 from rocks, and before you know it, he'll be at half. So we're good there. But I switch out of Jasper, and we're going to go into Universal, our Cofagrigus, and we're going to see, hopefully he goes for the U-turn and not the knockoff. If he goes for a knockoff, that would suck, but I expect the U-turn for sure. And we're going to see the U-turn. Beautiful. Mummy's going to pop. Not really going to do anything. We know he's Sand Force already, so you guys see Sand Force right there. But we do a solid chunk of damage. He's at 145, and he's down to, I believe, 118, which is some good damage there. That's some really solid damage. 27 points of health, so it's not bad at all. But he's going to switch out now. He has a pretty free switch into Fubuki, in my opinion, and he does go ahead and take it. At this point, I don't have a switch in. I really don't. I could go hard into my Urshifu, but what is the point of doing that? Because if I go hard into Urshifu, even if he Poltergeists me, I'm immune to Poltergeist because I don't have an item, but even if he Poltergeists me, he can just Will-O-Wisp me the next turn, and I lose all the utility on my Urshifu. My only option right now, is to stay in and click Hex. That's the only thing I can possibly do. And the reason for that is because Poltergeist is not a contact move. So we're going to see here. He goes for Poltergeist. He's going to connect. I even said in the game, like, the animation, it makes it seem like you're going to miss it first because there's a delay. But he goes for Poltergeist. Does a solid chunk of damage. You see there's no chip from Rocky Helmet. And we can go for Hex and get the KO on the Frostlass. So that's amazing for us. Getting rid of the Frostlass really opens up our Urshifu because at this point, the only thing that outspeeds it is the Landorus, which doesn't get access to like a flying move outside of Fly. So I feel pretty comfortable about that. Honestly, at this point, what is he going to? Maybe the Toxtricity because it can KO me. I would be surprised if he went Darmanitan, but being that he's Boots, maybe he doesn't want to reveal the Darmanitan being Boots. That's potential. So we'll see. But I'm expecting him to go potentially into the Landorus, click Knockoff, and get rid of my Cofagrigus, which wouldn't be the end of the world. Again, I expect it to be. I pretty much expected it to be scarfed, so it going for knockoff would be okay with me. The problem with that, if it went for knockoff, is it's letting in my Landorus, it's letting my Urshifu in for free. And if he does that, it would really hurt him because I can just click Surging Strikes against something and I 2 KO it. And because he's not scarfed on either of these Pokemon, it's not going to matter. I can just get a 2 KO. So really, he can't go for a knockoff. If he does, great. But we're going to see the strongest thing he can hit me with is going to be like an Overdrive from the Toxtricity or a Flare Blitz from the Darmanitan. We're going to see here he's taking his time. Right the last second, he goes ahead and picks up and goes into his Landorus here. We're going to see, does he have enough in the tank? Does he have enough in the tank to get the KO on the Cofagrigus? My play here, I'm thinking, do I Will-O-Wisp expecting a U-turn? Do I Pain Split expecting a U-turn? But I go for a Will-O-Wisp because if I take this hit, which I do on a Sliver, I can burn this thing. And even if you U-turn, I burned everything except for the Darmanitan. But Darmanitan has to go for a contact move against me. So I'm going to take Chip from Rocks, because I expected it to be Scarfed. It's going to take Chip from Rocks, and it's going to take Rocky Helmet, which is exactly what I want. Beautiful. But we're going to see here, we get the burn on the Landorus. And guys, at this point in time, because I'm so confident that he is Choice Scarfed. Bless you, Julia just sneezed. I'm so confident that he is Choice Scarfed that I can freely just go into my Urshifu and the bulk up U-turn Urshifu is going to be added again. I have bulk up. I haven't revealed it. I have U-turn. I haven't revealed it. But I'm going to go into Urshifu. I'm taking a long time to calculate this because I'm thinking, what do I do? Do I go into Urshifu here? If I do, what do I click? Do I just KO this thing? And the reason why I go into Urshifu is because I can click bulk up freely. He won't be doing enough to me. Because he's burnt, he won't be doing enough to me with Earthquake to the point where he's going to be able to 2 KO me, especially when I get to +1. And I have to get to +1 because Toxtricity will not drop to a +1 or to a neutral Surging Strikes after rocks if it's got even some investment. I anticipate to have a good bit. So the best bet, the only play I have to make is to go into Urshifu and click, I can't even think of the name, bulk up. There you go. Taking some time with this though, just make sure I got all the calcs in because this was a tough decision. I was kind of running through my head, do I go into Dragalge and just fire off an attack? He's going to be obviously Shock and Berry, but I'll take the hit regardless. I'm good to go, but the reason why I felt so comfortable doing this as well wasn't necessarily only because I have my Urshifu, but because I have my Dragalge in the back. In case something goes wrong, Dragalge can beat the combination of Darmanitan and Toxtricity and a burnt Landorus to an extent. So I'm going to go for a free bulk up here. I'm pretty sure, like I said, he's Scarfed. He's locked into U-turn. And we know, I told you guys he is Scarfed. He definitely is. You guys saw as well on the screen, you can tell. But he is definitely Scarfed, and I'm going for the bulk up. And again, I'm just spending more time to calc here. I took a long time to make sure that my calcs were correct because I don't want to lose this game because of a miscalc. It's just, it can't happen. We're in a good position to the point where we really want to make sure that we have a chance to clinch that #1 seed. We definitely can. We see the Earthquake come out, and you're going to see we're at like 70, no, we're at like 90-ish, no, we're at 88%. We go for the bulk up here, and now after the Earthquake, we're at, what, like 60% around? Is that what it is? I can double check. Like, again, he's got the little ticks there next to there, so it's around 60-ish%, yeah. So we're around 60%, and these little HP bars are really cool. If you guys want me to add them, let me know. I'd be receptive to that. Regardless, he goes for another Earthquake. You're going to see it does even less now because we have our +1 boost. We could have subbed up on that and wouldn't have broken, which is amazing. Regardless, Surging Strikes now is going to come out. It's just going to OHKO after 1 hit. Beautiful. We just take it. We take that. Easy, right? But at this point, he has to make a decision. Do you go into Darmanitan or do you go into Toxtricity? If he is Scarf Toxtricity, I lose my Urshifu. But because I have the Shock of Berry on Dragalge, I am not concerned at all because we will either take whatever hit this wants to go for, or we will take whatever hits the Darmanitan wants to go for. Basically, I feel very, very comfortable. And it's kind of unfortunate because at this point, it's looking like Urshifu is just going to clean up. And I really want my Zapdos to work. I really wanted my Zapdos set to work, but it's just not going to hit the field. But Surging Strikes is going to come out, going to do enough damage. Because we're at +1, we need to be at +1 for this Pokemon. We will be able to get the KO on this in 2 hits, not 3. So that's the difference there. It's the difference between not KOing with 3 hits and KOing with 2 hits. That's the +1 boost. That's the power of it. That's insane. That's just the difference between a banned and a neutral attack. But you guys see, he's boots on his Darmanitan. Even if he wasn't boots, there's nothing he could do to KO us from this range because we have our +1 boost in defense. Basically, this game's over. Urshifu putting in the finest of work for us, being absolutely amazing. The Lumberry, I did not expect it to be for Frostlass. I expected it to be for Gastrodon, but it still was amazing for us. Really was probably the reason we were able to get this specific endgame without Zapdos. So we'll definitely take it. I'm super happy with the way this game went. We had to pick up a nice 4-0 win. We are the #1 seed in the league. The only people with a chance to take the #1 seed from us are going to be Liv and going to be Jesse, 504. So these are the only 2 people. That's it. No one else can do it. So with that being said, we have an opportunity to clinch the #1 seed ahead of teams like Liv, which we played this week. So this week, week 10, is going to be very big. If we lose that game, then we'll be #2, maybe #3. If we win that game, we'll be #1. And again, there might be some playoff jockeying. We may decide to lose that game in the chance that we can better our opportunities to play someone we really want to, or not to play a certain player. Maybe we want to avoid Josh. That way we can avoid playing Josh. Who knows? Regardless, guys, if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy it. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. It really is a big deal if you guys left a like to me, so thank you for that. And guys, comment down below. I respond to every single comment. There are certain days where it takes me a little bit of time, like a day or 2 to respond, but I do respond to every single one of them. So if you guys want to interact with me, then comment down below. Join the Discord server. Follow me on Twitter for more and sneak peeks on things. Guys, seriously, follow me on Twitter. I'll be releasing something later today that you guys would absolutely love. So I'm really hoping you guys enjoy that project. Also, this is the serious note. Jay is an amazing guy. His mom is suffering from a rare disease, and I'm hoping that everything works out for her and she gets well. But he started a GoFundMe page for her. So if anyone can, if anyone has the means to and is interested in contributing to that, it would mean a lot to both myself and to Jay to help out his family. The link is down in the comments and the description. He really is an awesome guy, and we all want the best for him in this community because he really is that amazing of a person. So guys, make sure to go check that out. Support his family if you can, and it would definitely mean a lot to both him and I. So thank you guys again for that. Thank you for watching. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And if you don't forget to leave the answer to the comment of the day, not the comment of the day, the secret word of the day. That's it. But again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I will see you guys next time.